So this video is going to be about utilizing attorneys both in the closing process of an owner finance transaction, as well as do you need to engage one to be your counsel. So if you find the video helpful, guys, take a minute and like the video. Don't forget to comment below. We'll do our best to address those for you. And also, please join our YouTube channel. So attorneys in real estate deals can always be problematic because dadgummit, those lawyers are just expensive. Well, I can't help that. It's just the way it is, y'all. Daddy over here needs new boots. And if I was to bring my business partner in, I'd say the same thing about her. Okay, not so much. Anyhow, do you need to have an attorney represent you in an owner finance closing? I think everyone's going to be different in that scenario as to their risk analysis, their risk aversion, things of that nature. I think the more you're experienced in this business, I think you'll find the less you would even need to consider one. Oftentimes, though, sellers of properties who are not as experienced as you as an investor are, especially if they have a realtor involved, may want to have some kind of representation. It's simply out of ignorance because they don't know what they don't know about the creative finance business. Even the realtor doesn't know that much. It's something they're just not taught, and the buyer as well, and oftentimes they're concerned. I think you'll find, though, that about 95% of the time, they just want to get in and out of the deal, and that will never happen. But sometimes it does. If you come across a seller who is going to want to bring on an attorney in the transaction, try to suggest they find one who actually has a knowledge base of the creative finance industry. And the reason I bring that up is so often lawyers, when they see an owner finance deal, all they think about is due on sale. And because this is something that they really don't deal with in most instances, they don't understand how it works, their first response is, no, don't do it. They really don't care what the situation is for the seller, those kind of things, and pull back and look at it from a larger picture. So whenever it is possible for you to be on that call with the seller, that attorney, I would strongly suggest that, because maybe you can help guide that lawyer through the process a little bit to get the right decision. I've also found that even when the attorney tells the seller it's okay to move forward, same way with, I've had two lawyers for buyer and seller both tell the seller to move forward, it's okay. The seller still doesn't do it. Things just happen in our business out there along the way. As an investor, do you need to hire an attorney to represent you? I think if you have got good education and good training, and you have a good working knowledge of the creative finance business, my initial answer is no. But again, every investor is going to be a little bit different there. However, in the closing process, this is more where I like to incorporate the attorney than the title company. Attorneys who are closing agents can hire title insurance for the investor if that's requested, whether they're buying or selling the property, either way. And I prefer the attorney to handle the closing because the attorney has the opportunity to explain the transaction to the buyer, seller, whereas a title company and the escrow agents are not supposed to do that. And I don't want an escrow agent who really has limited knowledge of this business to try to explain things to my seller or my buyer for me. However, the attorney, who would hopefully be more tactful, have a better working knowledge, can do a better job. But you still want to find an attorney who has a good working knowledge of this business. And that's really one of the hard things right now because there are so few who actually understand this. You've heard me say before that a lot of attorneys can draw up paperwork for this business. The problem is they don't understand the disclosures properly, whether it's buying a house for the investor or selling to the consumer. They don't understand the compliance issues that are out there, regardless of what state they're in. But of course, they don't want to tell you that because they want your business, get the deal done and get it closed. But so often I find across the country, most lawyers don't understand this business. They might have a closing business of some type that they work within, but they really just don't understand it because they don't study it. They're not a student of the industry. So make certain you find a good attorney to work with who understands the business. Before you use them, canvass them, talk to them, interview them. find out what they know, don't know, or help them out along the way of some things. Give them some places to get good information so they can be in your corner to help you close that transaction. From there, using the right title company is okay, but again, most title companies have no idea how to draw up paperwork for these kind of closings. This is outside of their bailiwick. They just don't do it, and therefore they're scared of it. Even if they do have lawyers that work for them, so often these lawyers don't understand how to do it, and all they're looking at is drawing up basic paperwork, but they stop short of making certain that the transaction is being compliant, either with foreclosure rescue laws in many states or with the state's property and finance codes along the way. They're simply acting as a closing agent. They're not there to review paperwork for you, analyze it, provide free information that might be beneficial to you along the way. So again, it is so important to really canvass the right title company, the right law firm, who really do have good working knowledges of this industry. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, take a minute and like it. Don't forget to comment. We'll do our best to answer those for you. And don't forget to take a moment and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can get tons more information like this. I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.